Welcome to the world of philosophy. This is our DVK Central Library in Bangalore. The Gallery of Philosophers. There are numerous philosophers in this gallery, and these philosophers are contributed their magnanimous insights to our society in manifold ways. I would like to present in this video about one philosopher from this gallery. In this video, I would like to discuss about Descartes. This is his most important argument. I think, therefore I am. Bio of René Descartes. Descartes is the father of modern philosophy. He is a French mathematical genius turned philosopher. He believed that the mathematical method can serve as the foundation of a new philosophical approach. He was born on March 31, 1596 in Torrance. He was highly educated, first at a Jesuit college at the age of 8, then earning a law degree at 22. But an influential teacher sent him for a course of mathematics and logic to understand the natural world. Descartes had a relationship with a servant girl named Helena Jans. They had a daughter but never got married, and he never married anyone else. He was largely influenced by Plato, Pythagoras, Anselm, and Aquinas, and he rejected the Aristotelian worldview. On 10th November 1619, he felt a strong impulse to devote his life to the restraint of human knowledge. He had a dream that it was the spirit of truth that willed to open from him all the treasures of knowledge. René Descartes died in Sweden in 11 February 1615. Family life of René Descartes. René Descartes was born in 1596 in Torrance, France, to Joachim and Gina Descartes. His mother died when he turned 1. He and his siblings were raised by their grandmother. Descartes never married, but he fathered a child in 1635 with Helena Jans Wonderstone. The child was named Francine. His works: Meditations on First Philosophy, Discourse on Method and Meditations on First Philosophy, The Philosophical Writings of Descartes. His important work is Meditations on First Philosophy. Why is it so? The Meditations on First Philosophy is a classic work that lays a philosophical foundation of this enterprise. This raises the timeless and fundamental philosophical qualities about knowledge, the self, the mind, and its relation to the body, subsistence, causality, perception, and ideas. So, I would like to give a small summary on the book Meditations on First Philosophy. In this book, there are 6 meditations, so we are going to look each one of them. The first meditation, Doubt about senses. In this first meditation, mainly we can see that he is doubting everything, and he continues that doubt is the means to get knowledge. In order to understand that, he is giving an example. That is, when we were in childhood, others used to say many things, and by their speech, we understood and learned many things, but in our childhood, if we want to get further knowledge, we should doubt about what we heard before in our childhood. Then only we will get a better idea.
In his first meditation, he also said about deceptiveness of the senses. According to him, we can't trust in senses because it is not giving the pure knowledge. For example, we happen to see a stick in the water, so sometimes we may pretend to be like a snake. And also he is telling that in the dream we think that we are living, but because we express it in a way, but when we get up from the sleep, only we know that it was a dream.
Second meditation, human nature. In the second meditation, he is telling that his dream is making him the issues. He is thinking and he is capable to do something. Descartes reflects on the nature of physical sensible objects, and he is experimenting with wax. Wax theory. He took some wax in his hands and he smelled it and he touched it and he felt it was cold. And when he kept it in the fire, it became hot and started to change its nature. Why he is telling it? Because if you want to know about the body, it is through our thoughts, thinking and through our application only we can find in the mind, not through sensation. Third and fourth meditation. In third meditation, first he is doubting God, but in the conclusion he is telling that God is existing. God is not a deceiver, God is existing. According to Descartes, God exists, that is coming from our intellect. But he also tells us that our senses will deceive us, and he continues that God is our creator, so he can judge us. Our knowledge is limited, but God's knowledge is supreme. Why we are not getting a perfect knowledge? It is because we are most inclined to the world. That is why God's knowledge is perfect one. In order to get perfect knowledge, we need to be free from the world. So judgment is from God. There will not be a place for errors. According to him, through our false belief, errors is coming. Fifth meditation, existence of God. I have a concept of God as perfect, infinite and so on. This concept is not vague or fuzzy, but quite clear and distinct. An idea must have a cause. While a greater object and cause a lesser one, the reverse is impossible.
The sixth and final meditation is entitled The Existence of Material Things and the Real Distinction Between Mind and Body, and it opens with the meditator considering the existence of material things. He can also perceive these properties with the imagination by picturing the triangle in his mind's eye. Facts about René Descartes. Besides being one of the leading philosophers, he has also played a key role in the development of mathematics by being a pioneer of analytic geometry, combining algebra to solve geometric problems. Who says you have to wake up early to be successful? Descartes regularly slept until noon and usually got 12 hours of sleep a night. He stated that sleep was nourishment for the brain and often did work from his bed. His father wanted him to be a lawyer. He studied law at the University of Poitiers, earning a law degree in 1616, though he never ended up the practicing. What is the contribution of René Descartes? Apart from his work in philosophy, Descartes was a leading mathematician and scientist. He invented the Cartesian coordinate system, developed analytic geometry, and laid the foundation for the development of calculus. He also did groundbreaking work in physics most prominently in the field of optics. What is the contribution of René Descartes in philosophy? Descartes was the first to formulate the mind-body problem in its modern form. The mind-body problem is a philosophical problem concerning the relationship between the human mind and the body. René Descartes was the first modern Western philosopher to address this problem. How did Descartes influence the society? Descartes has been heralded as the first modern philosopher. He is famous for having made an important connection between geometry and algebra, which followed for the solving of geometrical problems by way of algebraic equations. Here is the most important argument of René Descartes: cogito ergo sum. Descartes arrived at one final proposition which is beyond all doubts. I am, I exist, which is necessarily true. I am thinking, therefore I exist, or ego cogito or ergo sum in its Latin formulation. Here it is called the cogito argument. Cogito ergo sum means that my consciousness is the means of revealing myself as something existing. Here is a famous quotation of René Descartes: if you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Thank you for your patient listening. I hope this video was beneficial to you. This video is presented by Emmanuel Joseph.